Good morning and happy American Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Friday, November 28th. We missed a week again.
Yeah. Lazy.
This time, yeah, lazy. This time, we are going to have to pull from the last 2 weeks because a lot has happened, especially in the NHL. Um, so we're not just going to focus on last week, but everything that we've kind of missed. And we should be good for 3 consecutive weeks here,
Yeah.
which that third week, reminder, is going to be our F1 special at the conclusion of the F1 season, which is shaping up to be very exciting here this weekend and the second to last weekend. So,
Yeah, no matter how it goes, there's going to be one or two of us that are angry.
oh yeah, for sure. Um, Also, two angry dudes, we're going to live up to our name a little bit this week as we get into the notes I have on the NHL because enough is enough. We are at American Thanksgiving. We talked about this before. This is kind of the cutoff point where teams who are within striking distance of a playoff spot or in the playoffs usually got a pretty good odds. But it's not looking good in Canada, and frankly, it's rather embarrassing to be the Edmonton Oilers, their fans, their organization, their city, their country. It is so bad in Edmonton.
There's a lot of angry people, yeah.
It is so bad, and it's not just Edmonton. We're going to cover a couple of Canadian teams and why it is so embarrassing to be a Canadian hockey fan right now. But we're going to start in Edmonton because they're the worst, in my opinion.
Yeah. They're brutal. It's hard to watch. Like
It is now, for context, we both minor league played hockey. We're both goaltenders, and I guarantee you we would make more saves than their goaltending tandem right now.
I think
By just standing there.
I could just lay down and make more stops.
Exactly. You could just be a post and make more saves than their goalies getting out of the way of the puck.
Yeah.
It is so hard to watch. And okay, it's not just the goaltenders, it's the whole D system. But I start to feel bad for guys like Stuart Skinner, who's a local guy. He's an Edmonton guy. The fans are turning on him. They're going to run him right out of town. And, it's what happened with Marner, essentially, in Toronto. Toronto guy, tired of the media, tired of the pressure, went as far away as possible.
Yep.
3 time zones away.
Yep.
I think Stuart Skinner's time is coming to a close in Edmonton as that team has left Connor McDavid flabbergasted. He's saying he has no answers. He doesn't know what's going on. They can't change coaches again. They've cycled through how many coaches under McDavid? I've lost count.
Yeah, too many. Yeah.
That's not the problem. It's the decor and the goaltending. So, man, the goaltending is one thing. I don't know how you fix it because there's no goaltender market. And the goalies that are on the market aren't any better than what you have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. I feel like I'm living up to our podcast hype here because a couple weeks ago I think I was defending Stuart a little bit, Skinner, because I blamed it all on D, but it's become very obvious that it's more than just the defense in the last little bit here.
Well, let's not kid ourselves. That defensive core has no idea how to play defense. Darnell Nurse is one of the worst defenders I've ever seen in the NHL. I don't know what I don't even have words. It's a detriment to your team.
Yeah. It pains me that man makes the amount of money that he does. The fact that they haven't figured out a way out of that contract yet blows my mind.
Or why they're holding on to him. I'm sure there's got to be a team somewhere who has money. Chicago.
Yeah. Dump him off immediately.
San Jose, a team rebuilding that has money. Why is Edmonton holding on to this decor? I understand why they hold on to Bouchard. He does present some offensive upside. But defensively, we talked about this last time, all he does is create highlights for bad reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the tough part is
know how to defend.
Is the Oilers are a team that don't need offensive help. You've got enough offense on their offense. Like, you don't need an offensive defenseman. You need the Nicholas Lindstrom. You need the guy that's going to stand back there and stop 2-on-1s all day and set up the offense for fast breaks right after those interactions, right? Like you need somebody like that, and they don't they don't have anyone
No, because
close.
that was Matthias Ekholm, and for a
Mm-hmm.
couple years he did it. But that man this year too looks like
It's
he's a kid in a man's body pretending to be an NHL player. Their whole defensive core is so embarrassing.
yeah, they are.
I
Eh,
don't know how to defend this team anymore, this organization anymore, because they need to change. They
yeah.
can't do it the way that, yeah, they've been to a cup final 2 years in a row. That, yeah, that's McDavid and Draisaitl.
Mm-hmm.
I will die on that sword. That's McDavid and Draisaitl every year.
Yep.
Those guys just find a way.
Mm-hmm.
They're exhausted. They can't put the team on their back anymore. They need legitimate help and legitimate structure.
They're more than exhausted too. They're frustrated, right? Like when you're
Oh yeah.
frustrated, you're not playing the hockey that you can play. So I get I get why. I get why they're struggling. It's just so interesting to me that nothing has seemed to be able to turn it around for them at all. Like the last few years they've had their struggles, right? Like especially at the start of the season, they took a
It's
while
yeah.
to get rolling most of the time, but then they'd go to the cup final, and it's kind of like I'm stuck wondering here if they've all, well, I mean, it comes down to Draisaitl and McDavid. I've wondered if they have given up at this point, or if it's the war of attrition thing finally kicking in. You make it to the cup final, you play the most possible hockey that you can play every year for a few years in a row, and that's going to wear on guys for sure. And I think it also plays into the frustration of when you get in a slump like this and you can't seem to find a
Yeah.
way out of it, and you've got nothing positive to look at. That's got to be painful when you're reminiscing on the last few years and how you've been able to have success, right? And get close to the ultimate goal, but not quite there. So it's, yeah, it's hard to watch.
And we're going to talk about the Leafs next and their injuries. But you talk about the war of attrition, and Florida's in the same boat,
Mm-hmm.
same amount of more games because they went to three straight finals.
Yep.
They started the year off with injuries to Barkov and Kachuk and more, and yet they still play with a structure.
Mm-hmm.
Things that these Canadian teams are not doing. They still find ways to win games. The things that these Canadian teams are not doing.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but you don't have the personnel in place
No. No. No.
anymore. It's not going to work. So Edmonton is an embarrassment.
Yeah.
They're the worst, I think, because I give Toronto a small pass with the injuries. So Matthews has missed a decent amount of games. Matthew Nyes has missed games. Brandon Carlo's missed a lot of time. Brandon Tanev has missed a lot of time. Stolars is missing time. They haven't had a full lineup this year.
No.
Um, so I give them a small pass. But like I said, with Florida, Florida still finds a way to win. Toronto is in one, especially defensively. Joseph Wall came back. He's been standing on his head. He's been doing everything he can, but their defense is worse than Edmonton's, but it's not a $1 billion payroll because they're basically rolling out an AHL defensive lineup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's, oh, I don't know, man. I'm so frustrated with hockey lately, and
Yeah.
it's funny because I'm not even like a core Canadian team fan. Like my team is Detroit Red Wings. They're
Right.
struggling a little bit here in the last little bit, but they're still above 500, right? Like they're getting by. They've struggled for the last few years, so I can kind of live with the little bit of optimism that comes from the small doses of success that they've had so far. But watching hockey when two teams that you couldn't care about at all in the Ottawa Senators and the Montreal Canadiens, like I don't care about those two teams at all. And they're the only ones that are worth watching right now. It's just such a weird dynamic compared to the last few years. I don't know.
Yeah, the turnover is happening. In that regard, you're right, because for years Montreal said we're coming, we're coming. Ottawa for way too long said, oh, we're going to turn the page. They can never put it together.
Mm-hmm.
Now this year again, Matthew Kachuk out for a long time,
Yep.
or pardon me, Brady Kachuk in there out for a long time, and Look at where they are. They're
Yep.
sitting second in the division.
Yep.
And now he's coming back. What a boost to a team that's sitting second in the Atlantic Division to have your captain and arguably your best player come back to the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be
So,
interesting to watch them kind of. I hope they can keep it going for Canada's sake because they're kind of our.
because we need some sort of a flame down here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
we don't get a whole lot of sunlight this time of the year, so hockey's kind of our vitamin D and
yeah.
our boost to morale, and it hasn't been working so far with at least our local teams
Yeah.
here that are closest to us. So
Yeah. So the Leafs, they've scrounged a couple points together. Nylander's still scoring at a crazy pace. Tavares doesn't seem to age. He's
yeah, no
doing
kidding.
what he can in the absence of Matthews. And,
Yeah,
um, despite it all, we're dead last in the East, but they're only like 4 points out of a playoff spot
yeah,
because that East and especially the Atlantic, we keep harping on that, is so jammed up.
it is. Yeah,
Um, yeah, they sit dead last in the Eastern Conference with 22 points. That's 5 points out of a wild card spot.
yeah,
So 5 points isn't a ton, but you need to put together a pretty incredible run in the back half of the season here. Hopefully, the Olympic break will bring some bodies back to their team, but at the same time, you have, for sure, Austin Matthews is going. Let's pray to God he can somehow stay healthy throughout a tournament like that, because
yeah,
you never know what's going to happen there.
yeah.
Long road back for them.
Yep.
Vancouver. We said it at the beginning of the year. Vancouver is either a lock at the top of the standings or the tire fire that they are now. They're out there in the press saying, "Oh, our veterans are for sale. We're done with this. We're going to have to rebuild." Every veteran except for Quinn Hughes, which I find hard to believe, because if you're truly going to rebuild, and this is the argument going on in Calgary that we're going to get to, why would you not ship Quinn Hughes with a year and a half left on his deal when the return for Quinn Hughes would be immense?
Mm-hmm.
You could flip your team over in a really impressive way with what you could bring back for Quinn Hughes among some of these others.
Yep.
So that's confusing, not just to me, but to the fans in Vancouver, going, why are we selling off our veterans, but not Quinn Hughes? It's like you're half in, you're half out. You can't sell your veterans and still be in on this year.
Yeah. I get trying to keep your core guy or few guys, right? Like lots of teams have done that. They'll do a rebuild, but they'll hold on to their core guy, one or two core guys to kind of like keep the previous momentum of whatever they had going before that. But in the case of the Canucks, like they haven't had great success. They've had great seasons, but when it comes down to it in the playoffs, they haven't made a run, right? Like they haven't had anything to hold on to. So to me, it seems so
Since 2010.
interesting. It seems so interesting to not, when you make a statement and you decide that you're selling, to not go all in when you haven't had anything to hold on to in terms of success. Like it just doesn't. I don't get. I mean, I'm not an owner. I'm not a GM. I'm not smart enough for that. I don't know the inner workings of all of that, right? But like you said, like when you've got a guy that would obviously bring demand from the rest of the league and you're giving up, would you not want the biggest return that you could possibly get? It doesn't make sense.
Absolutely, because a name like Quinn Hughes, you're not just attracting the bubble teams, the teams that are already mid rebuild. You're like a team like Colorado who's lost one game this year. Do you not
Mm-hmm.
think they're calling, going, "Hey, like, is there something we can put together here?" Because who doesn't want Quinn Hughes for
Yeah.
2 playoff runs
Yeah.
under this contract still?
Yeah.
Sell the farm, because that is like that's a guy that could help you make a run,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. He
Now
could be the
Vancouver's
difference maker to win for sure. Yeah.
100%. Vancouver in the same position as Toronto, 22 points, 5 points out of a playoff spot with a sub 500 record, battling injuries. They're down to like their third and fourth string goalies. That's a really tough position to have that many injuries in and still
Mm-hmm.
try and stay competitive. So I don't blame Vancouver for the position that they're in, but I'm questioning the ownership, the management. What is the plan here?
Yeah.
because it doesn't seem to make sense.
Nope.
Exact same story as the embarrassment continues in Calgary with the Flames. The president of hockey operations goes out, publicly says we're not rebuilding. So that has the fans in Calgary starting a social media campaign to get Don Maloney, president of hockey ops, fired because they've had enough of the situation that's going on out there. And you're right, Canadian hockey fans are so passionate. They lead with emotion, but they're not dumb either. They're informed hockey fans,
Yeah.
right? And we have two organizations in the West where the top of the structure is saying, nope, we're not rebuilding. It's fine. We're good. We're going to do pieces here and there. And the fans are going, what the hell are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We don't like what we're seeing. We don't want to come watch games. We don't like this product. Do something about it. And ownership management says no.
Yeah. I think in the case of Calgary, it's very interesting to me because I feel like they're holding on to their fluke success the last couple years, right? They haven't had the guys to make it as far as they have, yet they've still done it. So, and you've got the promise of a new arena coming. You've got a bunch of things to look forward to, but I feel like they're just trying to hold on to those little flukes that they got, those fluke seasons, and thinking that they can pull the same thing together again and have the added draw and momentum of a brand new arena and all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see it happening.
No. And again, I'm not an owner. I'm not a GM. I'm not in that world. But if you would have started the rebuild last year, would your rebuild not be done in time for the arena?
Mm-hmm.
So that all of a sudden you have an exciting young new team going into this new arena?
Yeah.
But now you're stumbling into the new arena.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's going to be embarrassing to have a brand new arena and have nobody filling the seats because they can't win a game and they're all frustrated with you for not doing the steps to at least make it look like the team is getting in a better place, right? It's yeah.
Like, nothing against their players there, but like again, like a guy like Nazem Kadri, who for a playoff run at the trade deadline, teams wanted last year, teams will want again.
Mm-hmm.
He's a skilled centerman who could fit, second, third center position. A lot of teams would die for that going into a playoff run. Flames said no.
Yeah.
We're holding on to him.
My precious.
For what? Yes, exactly. Super Gollum situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's rational. I don't think there's a rational reason. I think it's pride based off of the flukes that they've had the last few seasons and trying to be that Moneyball team in the NHL. They're trying to be the team that has great success because, and I get that because who doesn't love an underdog, right? You got a brand new arena, you got a team full of mostly nobodies, and you make it to the playoffs. Like that's huge. Yeah. People are gonna eat that up, and I feel like they're treating this like a gigantic advertisement campaign for the team rather than an actual development based team, right? Like I think they've completely sold out and are going the route of trying to build the best ad campaign for an underdog team with a brand new arena coming, and I don't see it going well. I mean, you can see that it's not going well right now. I can't see it getting better. I only see it getting worse. Like when you've got the momentum that you have going right now, which is completely in the wrong direction, that's only going to pile up more when you just sit on your hands and do nothing. Like it's not. It's silly.
It is. More silliness in the NHL. For some reason this year, the injuries are out of control. I mean, we've gone through a few of them with some of the Canadian teams here, but moving over to Winnipeg, another team that, again, we don't really talk about, has a decent chance. Strong team. Hellebuck is now out. Going to miss some times. Jack Hughes with the strangest injury of all time, hurting himself in a restaurant at a team dinner for 6 to 8 weeks with a severe cut to his hand.
Somebody tried to steal his steak and he got himself instead of that, or he tried to steal
Yeah,
somebody else's
yeah. It's
steak.
was he playing that knife game where you
Yeah, it's
and
got to
chopped
be
a finger? Like
something
what?
like that.
The strangest injury I think I've ever really heard of in my lifetime following the NHL. And I mean, we don't exactly know what happened, but reports of a team dinner going so wrong that you're out for 6 to 8 weeks. Not only does that screw your New Jersey Devils over, like what kind of shape are you going to be in if you can get back in time for the Olympics and you haven't played, practiced, done anything? Does the Olympic team even want you at that point? And like, I find that one very strange. I would love to know what happened because if
Yeah.
it and how dumb is it? Because in the locker room, if it was something that was entirely avoidable and like not an accident but something stupid, your teammates are going to be looking at you like, man, you just pissed away another season where the Devils every year make the playoffs
Hmm.
and are riddled with injuries by the time they get to the playoffs,
Yep.
and it falls apart. So I would really love to know,
Yeah,
but
that's one that I think is going to come out in some documentary a few years from now and just blow everybody's minds.
yeah. But yeah, the injuries this year are just insane. I mean, Montreal's still doing what they're doing. They have Goulet, Laine, Newhook, Doc all injured. Minnesota, Tarasenko's out. LA, Drew Doughty's out. Florida, obviously Barkov, Kachuk, started the year without them.
Hmm.
Um, Edmonton does have a few in Kapanen. Nugent Hopkins is day to day. Um, there was another big one. I gotta find it. David Pasternak and Charlie McAvoy. So Charlie
Mm.
McAvoy took that puck to the face. That was a nasty one. No timeline for his return. Now Pasternak is day to day. Zach is day to day out there in Boston. It's like I don't have a reason for it. I don't think anybody does as to why these injuries are piling up the way that they are. But it can't be helped by the fact that they barely play preseason games anymore, veterans,
Hmm.
right? It's mostly guys who are bubble players or straight up AHL players playing in the preseason. But next year, under the new CBA, they're playing less preseason games. They're eliminating preseason physical testing,
Hmm.
and they're looking to add more games.
Hmm.
That combination of things, like you're never going to have full rosters.
Nope. And they
You're
did the same thing.
demanding more.
Yeah, like they did the same thing in the NFL too, right? They took away a week of preseason, I believe, and they added another week or two of games, or they wanted to
Right.
at least. And it's a lot. It's a lot of sports, and I get that everything comes down to the bottom line these days, and you want to be as profitable as you possibly can. But like you said, like at a certain point, do you bother coming to games when your favorite players aren't playing or the key players for your team aren't playing? So you know that you're basically going to lose five straight in the course of 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we love the NHL because there is no load management.
Yep.
But at what point do we have to get to that because you're demanding more from the players with less preparation?
Yeah.
Bodies cannot just go from off season to 100% game type, body readiness, physical ability. Like you need to be able to prepare and to ramp up. That's where the start of the season is always sloppy.
Yeah.
But you're going to eliminate more preparation time.
Yeah.
We're heading for disaster, and I fear that we're heading for the load management style, which I think probably to a degree is already happening because teams don't disclose injuries anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it could be that they're adding an extra week to injury time just to have guys be 100% instead of coming back at 80%,
Yep.
like they normally do in the NHL.
Yeah. I mean, you see it even in the cost cap evasion too, right? Like you have guys
Yeah.
sitting out for most of the season, and I get that that's a cost cap evasion. Like I get that you're trying to, but also you're bringing a completely fresh guy that's been in the background, just hanging out, working out, keeping himself ready to go. Bringing in a completely fresh guy right at playoff time, like
Yeah.
it's already happening. They're just doing it in a sneaky way, and
Yeah.
with the way the game's going, like people aren't getting slower, they're getting faster. And the more speed that you have out there, the more impact there's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Those injuries
Exactly.
just come when you're flying around twice as fast as they did 20, 30 years ago, there's going to be more injuries. Your body can only take so much impact, and the faster that you go and the faster the other guy goes when you run into each other, that's like I'm no physician. I don't do physics. I'm not very smart, but I know
That's
one
that's simple
fast
math.
guy plus one fast guy plus one collision equals ouch.
Yes,
So
you're not wrong about that.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like as the
Uh,
game develops and you got all these people getting faster and stronger and more explosive in the way that they move, like the more games that you add into that, the more wear and tear, the harder it's going to be to
yep.
keep people on the ice. And that's the tough part for me is it's becoming the amount of like career altering, let alone
Hmm.
career ending injuries that are coming to the NHL lately is very sad to see, right? Like it's people that have poured their whole lives into a game to get to the point that they're at. And I would even argue like Sidney Crosby was affected by it, right? With all his
Oh, the
concussions.
concussions, yeah, for a long
Matthews
time.
now with whatever he's got going
Whatever's
on that they
happening.
won't tell us what it is. Like
Yeah.
you can see that affecting their play, right? And it's not only like physical, it I would imagine it's also a mental side of it too, right? Like you can't tell me Sidney Crosby didn't come back from that first big concussion when he was out for what was it, half a season, three
A
quarters of a
long
season?
time.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you can't tell me you're coming back and you're just ready to go day one.
Ready to
Like
get
there's
slammed into the boards by a 6'4", 250 pound.
yeah, like there's got to be some fear there, right? Like
Oh yeah.
it's life-changing stuff, and this is these guys' lives is kind of ridiculous as that is to hear me say that out loud. Like
Yeah.
that's what these guys have
It's
poured their lives into, and the fact that people care about money more than they care about these people that have put every ounce of devotion that they have in their lives to making it to the point that they're at is very sad to me. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Greed is
Yeah.
a scary thing. So
And in that vein, my biggest idiot of the week goes to Mikko Rantanen, who is an offensively dynamic player, the star of multiple trades last year, and a first ever star player to be moved to 3 different teams in a year.
mm-hmm.
Stanley Cup champion, big guy. 2 game misconducts in back-to-back games gets him an automatic 1 game suspension. Like that's just reckless. It is right. You had Patrick Waugh in that first one when he boarded Romanov from behind, and Romanov is now out months.
Mm-hmm.
Serious injury there, and Patrick Waugh is losing his mind on the bench. He's threatening Rantanen, saying, "Next time we play you, you're not getting off the ice." Like these teams are livid.
Mm-hmm.
To go out and do it again the next game, get another game, another a game misconduct into a suspension is just reckless for a player who's known for, yes, he's big, he's heavy, he can battle in corners, he can play the cycle game, but he's an offensive player.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what this guy is doing out there, hitting people from behind in back-to-back games, getting suspensions. I
Check for CTE.
right?
Like yeah.
It's so out of character.
Yeah, it's a very odd behavioral switch, right? Like it's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So strange. Hopefully he's learned his lesson with the suspension. He doesn't have a history of this, so I don't know what was going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe his dog died. He was real upset, and he's out there just throwing his weight around. But
Yeah.
God, I hope he comes back and figures that out, because he's a big guy with the ability to injure people with what he's doing, like we've seen. So
Yep.
hopefully he gets his head screwed back on. Now, a team that he used to play for, Colorado Avalanche, at this point, to this date, have 1 regulation loss on the year.
Yeah.
First of all, wow.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing the amount of success. When they lost, too, they had like a team meeting saying, hey, we're not playing well. We need to fix this. We need to right the ship. And they did. We
Yeah.
just talked about all these Canadian teams who are in the slump of a lifetime. Colorado loses 1 game, goes, guys, not good enough.
Yeah.
right? That's a championship team.
Mm-hmm.
That's a team that's won a Stanley Cup, that knows how to win, that's full of people who are proud
Yeah.
and who want to win again.
Yeah. The the thing that blows my mind too is they have that conversation. They're going through that. Like I can get behind that 100%. You never want to settle for wherever you're at, right? You always want to be better. I can get behind that. The stat that blows my mind is their goal differential is plus 44. Plus 44. That's an NFL score differential. Like that is
Yeah.
mind blowing, dude. 44
Plus
more goals than the teams that they're playing
44.
against.
And you know what? Their goaltenders aren't A tier. They're not S tier. They might be A tier, but they're not superstars.
No.
But they defend as a team. They play to a structure and they take pride in their game.
Yeah.
And that, you're right, is incredible. Plus 44.
Mm-hmm. And on a 10-game win streak. Like,
Yeah.
unreal, dude. Unreal.
Yeah. That's that they are the benchmark by every measure, really.
Yeah.
Odds-on favorite, I think, for Stanley Cup champions, especially since their opposition in the West the last few years, the Oilers are. I will be amazed if they even make the playoffs. Now Dallas is right behind them, but Colorado's been able to solve Dallas every time they run into them. So
Yeah.
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 Ooh, okay. Sweaty. The NHL has me
Lots of
in a
NHL
mood here this last
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
But hey, you know, at least the week 12 of the NFL was less stressful with only 3 overtime games
Yeah.
in week 12.
Yeah. Just a little bit going on there. It's yeah, it's a very, like I said on our last episode, it's a very dynamic league this year. It's been very interesting to watch teams pull together for certain games and then fall apart for other games. Like it's all over the place, and it's yeah, it's it is stressful. If I was a gambling man, I would be stressed out by that right now because
No doubt.
I would never know what to do. Like it would just be throwing darts at the wall, trying to hope for the best. Like I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. Like Texans beat the Bills. Like that's what?
And that's exactly where I was going to go with it. Like, you know, at the beginning of the year, if we were betting men, I would say Buffalo.
Yeah.
For sure, right? Super Bowl.
They're
going to be there. They might not win, but they're going to be there. They are super average right now, losing to teams like that.
Yep.
Hot start, but
yep.
So the league goes. They're not as comfortable as I was hoping that they would be.
No. My bet would have been Ravens taking the AFC North. Easy, right? Like they would have been. There's no way they can't take the AFC North, and right now they're on par with the Steelers. Like and the Bengals are fairly close. They're a couple weeks away from bringing it back. Like yeah. I don't know, man. Colts would not have been on my radar at all.
No.
Like maybe to take the AFC South because of the teams that they're in there with. But I mean, they're 8-3 and the Jaguars, like the Jaguars are 7-4. I don't
same record as the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, like it's unreal, man. The Broncos are 9-2 currently. Like what league are we watching? Everything just seems like it. Like I know we had a few years of everything kind of staying steady. Like you knew the Eagles, you knew the Bills, you knew Kansas City were gonna be there. Like you just kind of knew that those 3 core teams were going to be somewhere in the mix at the end of the year when you got to playoff time and down to the Super Bowl in February. But like this year's just, there's so many teams in the mix that have been nowhere close. And I don't know what, like there's a couple teams where you can pinpoint the things that have made the difference. I think Green Bay, Jordan Love coming into his own a little bit. You got Micah Parsons now on the defensive side. Like you kind of knew they were going to be escalated from what they were last year, where they started really strong and kind of tapered off at the end. But like,
yet tied with the Bears.
Yeah, I know, man. Like it's a bizarre year. Like the Commanders fell off a cliff. Like, they were by no means a good team. They pulled out some wins that they probably shouldn't have had last year, but they looked like, hey, if they can add a piece or two and get everything clicking, they could make a difference. And they have struggled hard this year. So
Yeah.
it's bizarre, man. Like, even like, I know the NFC North is a crazy division, as you just said. Like, the Bears and the Packers tied for the lead there, but like, the Lions are right there. But the fact that the Lions are currently behind the Packers and the Bears,
And the Bears,
I would have never guessed that. Never. Not in a million years.
The 5 people who bet on the New England Patriots to win the AFC East this year are going to make a ton of money because New England is 10-2 and not a lot of runway left. There's still a lot of football to play, but I mean, 10-2 is a real good spot to win the AFC East.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, you got to pull out 1 or 2 wins to finish the season up here, and you've got it locked up. Yeah, it's.
Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs are playing 500 ball.
Yeah.
6-6.
They've looked really good at times. They've also looked absolutely horrible at times.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell when Mahomes is having an off day because they just fall apart, man. And I don't know. Yeah.
Speaking of, I mean, the only team somehow mathematically eliminated, the New York Giants. The New York football scene in general is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Giants and the Jets don't give a lot of hope to the state of New York at all. Good thing Buffalo's there, but like we said, they're struggling.
Yep.
The stat that you talked about Colorado Avalanche and their goal differential, and the one that I brought up before we started recording here, the Tennessee Titans at a negative 136 point differential. There's nobody even close.
Oh, man.
I mean, okay, the Raiders are minus 112 in their differential. New Orleans 109, but 136.
Yeah. That's a lot of negative feelings.
They have only scored 165 points. No, sorry, that's the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's the Raiders.
The Titans have 167 and 303 against. Like, they're
303.
Yeah. They're almost, yeah, like, oh man, I don't know. The fact that you've had almost double the points scored against you than you have for is not a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can be the Dallas Cowboys. You've given up 342 points, which is incredible in a bad way.
Yeah.
But you've put up 351 points to still have a positive differential.
Yeah.
That's high activity football.
Oh yeah.
In Dallas.
They are just guns a-blazing. It's all offense. Whoever's playing the Cowboys, it's got to be all offense or you're in trouble.
Which is still shocking that they shipped away their defensive chip. But,
yeah.
Hey, it's working, I guess.
I guess. Yeah, like they've pulled it together a little bit, which is kind of the opposite of what they generally do, right? They usually start the season super strong and then lose everything.
Collapse.
So maybe they figured it out. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, I was looking here too. Another team with crazy points against is the Bengals. Like, the Bengals have 374 points scored against them. And the nuts thing is like, in some games, they look unreal good still. Like, they're struggling. They're 4-8, and
they need Joe Burrow back.
Yeah, that number of points against is terrible. Like, they obviously have no defense. But when you watch that offense and it's clicking, like, they look like they could beat anybody if they can get their defense going, obviously. But yeah, they're an interesting team.
Another strange stat, the NFC South, all 4 teams have negative point differentials on the season. The entire division in the red with point differential.
Yep.
Talk about a weak link in the chain there. That's incredible.
Yeah.
But,
well, and that's another one of our terrible takes. Look at where the Bucks have gone since we
I
brought
know.
them up, right? They've lost 3
6
and
and 5.
like they're just yeah.
Three-game losing streak.
We start talking about them and we're saying, "Oh, this is so awesome! I hope they can keep it up." And woo, yeah.
So, there's a lesson. Don't listen to us. Time and time again.
Yeah.
Speaking of, as we swap over to the NBA, and the Raptors started 1-5, and we wrote them off. And what is going on?
Yeah.
They are 14-5. They're on a 9-game win streak. They're cruising in through this in-game or in-season tournament for the NBA. Which the only part I like about that is the colored floor.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Find that a lot of fun.
Very fun. Yep.
The Raptors are all of a sudden like, hey, we saw what the city and the country did for the Jays. Got on board for that ride. Let's do it again.
Maybe that's what they were doing.
Maybe,
they were too busy watching baseball.
Yeah, because we talked about it. The Jays were covering up for the Leafs and the Raptors, who were god awful at the start.
Yep.
The Jays bow out, and the Raptors like, okay,
yeah,
we got you, Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9 games in a row. They sit second in the Eastern Conference, which admittedly is, the East is weak. And we saw that last year, a little bit the year before that as well. The East is a bit of a shootout. So absolutely go for it. A team like Indiana last year made the finals because the East is a weak side on the board. So throw everything you have at it, and you have, I think at this point, a legitimate chance to make a run.
Yep.
You need health. You need everything to stay going right. But like the city, the fans are so on board. There's video of the fans in the stadium. They're going absolutely ballistic when they're making last minute blocks and buckets there to win, to make it 9 in a row. And the crowd is just erupting.
Yep.
Super cool to see. So happy for that. We both got our Raptors hat on. We're on board now. We ignored the NBA.
Yeah. NBA time, baby. We're back. Yeah. Here we go.
We ignored the NBA for our first 5 episodes. And, yeah. It's time to start paying attention.
Yeah.
This is a fun story. We'll definitely track the Raptors all year long. The Pistons finally decided to lose some games. They're still at 15-3 and top of the East. They're probably the class of the East going forward here.
Yeah.
The West is a whole different story. You got OKC still at 18-1. They're the Colorado Avalanche over there. 1 loss, 10-game win streak. They might lose like 10 games all year at this rate. Yeah. Maybe.
I'd be interested to see if they lose at home. I don't see them losing at home. They look strong at home.
9-0 at home.
Yeah.
9-1 on the road. It's incredible for a team that just won.
Yeah.
Too. And maybe I should stop being surprised at this because Florida, Edmonton keeps doing this.
Yeah.
We saw it in the NFL with KC. So NBA, you might as well,
yeah.
throw the same team in there over and over again. But I'm repeatedly impressed with how good teams continue to win.
Yeah.
And OKC is certainly doing that. The Lakers with Luka they were off to a bit of a rocky start, but they're up to second, tied for second at least over there in the West at 13-4. Denver looks great again this year, also at 13-4.
Yep.
Mr. Baldman jump ship there. He's over there, and Houston with the Rockets, they're at 12-4.
Baldman jump ship. I love that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it. There's some really awful teams in the NBA. There's a real divide. We talked the NHL, the top to bottom. There's 5 to 7 points differential from 1 through bottom.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA is not the same situation. You got teams like the Pelicans down there, 3-16.
Yeah.
Dallas trades away Luka. They're 5-14.
Yeah. 15 games back for the Pelicans. Like they're almost at the point where they're just they're wrapping it up for the year. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then shifting back to the East, the Pacers are 2-16, Wizards 2-15, the Nets 3-14.
Yeah.
Um, these are teams that are really have no hope of even looking at a play-in. I
Yeah.
don't think this year.
Yeah. And I mean it kind of makes sense in the NBA because of how often people move around, right? Like it's easy to see why teams fall off the map pretty quick with so many people moving around in the NBA, but it's just it's pretty crazy coming from watching mostly like the NFL and the NHL and seeing
Yeah,
that like as the weeks progress, you always kind of keep hope because you're
right.
only so many points back and you've still got this many
Yeah,
games and like there's always that hope that you can go on a win streak and the team above them goes on a loss streak or whatever. But yeah, in the NBA it's funny to look at this because there's four teams on the bottom of each conference. Five on the west and four on the east that
yeah,
can pretty much just wrap it up for the year. Like they're just like, yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I am almost afraid to start really watching the Raptors because they are on fire, and I'm terrified that if I start watching, they will just start losing
Yeah.
because I don't know. That seems to happen to me.
Yeah, I'm not making
Oh,
any predictions.
yeah,
Nothing.
no, not at all. Yeah, I hopped into Leafs game. I was a few minutes late. Hopped in, started streaming, and the Leafs gave up a goal within 30 seconds of me starting, and I just turned it back off. I'm like, okay, well, clearly I can't watch this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay as far away as possible from the Raptors while keeping an eye on their record because I don't want to jinx
Yeah, we'll be
anything.
fans from afar until playoff time. Just let them
Oh,
do their thing
absolutely.
and hope for the
We'll be
best.
so on board for the ride in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Um, so we ended on some positivity after some anger and disappointment in the NHL, some
Mm-hmm.
bewilderment in the NFL. And we're going to move over to our dumbest sports moment of the week.
Uh,
Go
yep.
ahead. What is your dumbest sports moment of the week?
Mine is the quarterback of the Raiders. Yes. Brain. Geno Smith fingering his home crowd.
Oh, boy, you might want to rephrase that one.
Oh. Flipping off his home crowd.
Okay,
We'll
cool.
cut that. Just cut that part. Um yeah, a little bit of attitude going on there. They're obviously struggling and having a hard time, and the fans are taking exception to it. And
Ah,
apparently, Gino's taking exception to that. So,
yeah.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. All joking aside, like absolutely, it's fine to be frustrated. You can show some emotion, but to turn on your fans who have every right to be upset at the product that you're putting out there as a paying customer, like yeah,
yeah.
we've seen it before, and it never ends well. And again, like, how are you trying to get away with flipping off these fans? There's 1,000 cameras pointed at you at all times,
Mm-hmm.
not just for the live broadcast and the different broadcasts. Every fan is there, and some of them there for the first time. There's
Young fans.
thousands upon thousands of cameras pointing out there
Yeah.
at all times. So why you think you can get away with that one is beyond me.
And the other part of it for me is like putting myself in Gino's shoes. I can understand the frustration and maybe the like want to get out of there, right? Like at a certain point you
Yeah,
stop caring about what you look like to those fans because you're so done being there because the struggle's just not worth it anymore. But for a guy like Gino who's moved around a couple times, like you gotta start considering whether or not there's anywhere left for you to go and
yeah.
be
Are you the
careful.
problem, sir?
Yeah, you gotta kind of be careful with how you present yourself because if you make too much of a stink of that, nobody's gonna want to take you. I mean, look at Antonio Brown, right? Like he was an unreal receiver
Yeah,
for the
but
majority of his career, and then
you're right.
when he started having those little outbursts and the oddities going on and off the field, obviously, like there's only so many teams that are going to be willing to take a risk on you once you start creating media hassle for them. Like
Yeah.
as much as it's a sport, it's also a business, right? And
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
people
Sure
up
is.
top, the people up top that make those decisions, like they look at it strictly as a business, and there's only so much that you can bring to the table that's going to outweigh
Yeah.
the negative parts of interactions like that happening. And it's, yeah,
Yeah.
so for me
Yeah.
it's dumb all around.
Yeah. Yeah. As a player, you're under contract. You represent the team, the organization, the business. So, yeah,
Yeah,
not good.
yeah.
um, my dumbest sports moment of the week comes from the Ontario Hockey League, the OHL. And one of the dumbest and most violent things I've ever seen. I'm going to try and pronounce his name. Luke Dragusica takes a body check that he takes some exception to. So he decides to two-hand chop the side of this man's face as he skates away after the body check. For good measure, after he's lying on the ice with a pool of blood on the ice because he chopped him good,
Yeah,
gives him a cross check while he's on the ground.
yeah. It's a
So far from acceptable. Like,
it's a Bertuzzi
his,
interaction, isn't it? Like,
it is.
like
His suspension is indefinite, as it
mhm.
should be, because that is, I mean, beyond acceptable. I have no idea where you, in your mind, think, okay, I'm going to two-hand chop him in the face, in the shins, in the back of the leg where it really hurts and it's sneaky. Okay, that happens.
Mhm.
In the face is unbelievable. Those blades are sharp.
It's like that's criminal to me, you know? I
I was going to get to that as well. Like, we have seen incidents in leagues not named the NHL where criminal charges have been laid for stuff like that.
Yep.
I mean, that we talk about life altering. I mean, this was some man's decision to permanently alter this other man's face. Like, the instant amount of blood on the ice is scary.
It's
Like,
gross, yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, unbelievable. I hope the man never plays hockey again.
At the very
He just
least.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's no room for that. So
Yeah.
terrible.
I'm all for forgiveness and second chances, but yeah, at a certain point, like that's
You can't.
I laugh because it makes me nervous. Like that
Right?
like I'm sitting here laughing and I can understand that that can come off wrong as if I think this is a funny incident, like, you know, like Brad Marchand hitting a guy in the
Licking a
nuts with
guy's
his
face.
stick, or yeah, licking a guy's face, right? Like, but those things are like so minor. I mean,
in comparison,
they're not
unacceptable.
great. Yeah, they're bad things, but like this, like that, watching that video is tough. Like it gives me a gross feeling inside. Like you never know with something like that. Like, you could be a couple inches away from killing that person, right? You hit them in the wrong place in the head, and they could be dead. Like they could never recover,
them.
lose their eyesight, lose your hearing. Like, there's only so much impact a head can take before vital senses and like living becomes a question, right? Like,
and again, maybe it's the wrong way to look at, like, the stick swing is one thing out of the frustration, but the fact that you see him immediately go down and like no delay on the blood, but then you give him a cross check while he's lying on the ground, because why? You're still frustrated. You're trying to, you effed up, so you're trying to get your money's worth. Like, why cross check him when he's down on the ice?
Yeah,
that just shows your character, and I hope he never gets to play again.
Yeah, like,
so disgusting.
Yeah, like if Todd Bertuzzi's out for what he did, to me, this is almost more gross than Todd Bertuzzi's incident. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to tone down the effect of Todd Bertuzzi's incident, but this is like, Todd Bertuzzi punched a guy. He was hitting him with his fists. Something that's on his body that he can regulate pain through. This guy, like, blade of a stick is you don't know how hard you're hitting that guy. Like, these guys have so much power. It's just it's so gross.
It happens right kind of at the goal line to the goalie's right. And we talked about us being goalies, and I wasn't the best in my youth at containing my emotions. If I saw that happen to my guy, I would have jumped on the offender so quickly, because it's like 4 feet from the goalie.
Yeah.
My blocker would have been in his jaw so quickly.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the cross check. Like, well, I mean, I say
yeah,
that, but yeah, same. As soon as I saw that first thing,
yeah,
it would have been chaos.
yeah.
You say in your youth you weren't good at regulating emotions. I'm 31 and I'm still not very good at regulating my
Fair enough.
emotions.
Yeah.
That would have been snap show. Like I would have gone off on that dude.
Yeah.
It would have been
So
not great.
good thing we're not in that position, I guess. I also I wonder if the goaltender's just standing there like, did I just see what I just saw? Like,
Yeah,
did that
shock.
actually just happen, or am I like
Yeah.
confused here? Because yeah, it's not something you see very often.
Mhm.
Hopefully, don't see very often ever again.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
All right, that's a W.
WTF.
That was a WTF moment. But
Yeah.
what do you got for us this week?
We've got a rule from the NFL, which I was not aware of. It is the 1 point safety rule, Cole. Can you explain that to me?
I can. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
After doing some research, because this is not one that I entirely understood either. The 1 point safety is rare in the first place, and it only happens during an extra point conversion. So it can be the 1 or the 2 point conversion after a touchdown, where the offense scores 1 point by forcing the defense to commit a safety in their own end zone. But again, only during the extra point attempt or extra 2 point attempt.
Yeah.
So rare is definitely a word for it.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of football. I don't know if I've ever actually seen this happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does.
I don't think I have either. Like, just thinking about how far that ball has to go backwards from a conversion to end up in the end zone for the team on offense during the conversion to end up on the ball in their own end zone.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, how? Uh,
Yeah. You can definitely see why it's rare.
yeah,
It's a strange one.
it is. I
WTF indeed.
would have never known.
No.
No.
Okay, so that's it for the last couple of weeks in sports. What are we looking forward to in this upcoming week?
Looking forward to hopefully looking forward to the Raptors.
Yeah, I know. Crossed.
Yeah. Also, yeah, looking forward to seeing how NHL teams respond to injuries here. Kind of, and we're coming down to the end of the F1 season. That's my big one, I think.
Yeah. The NHL, as we cross this threshold, it's a big one. Teams are going to need to decide: are they in? Are they out? Do they want to be in? Do they want to put the effort into being in?
Yeah.
And how that's going to shake up, and for a Canadian perspective, how many teams? Because we had, off the top of my head, I think it was 5 Canadian teams in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I believe
7
so.
is huge,
yeah.
Right? And this year we're looking at 2, maybe 3.
Yep. And the third one is the Winnipeg Jets, who are notoriously almost as bad as Toronto at not going anywhere in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am curious to see, because the pieces are there, not in Dallas or in Vancouver or Calgary. Those seasons are done.
Yeah.
Edmonton and Toronto, most specifically, I think have the outside chance of making a run, but they need to correct the ship now, right? The Leafs have to go on an incredibly positive record down the stretch. It's probably about the same for Edmonton, but you're looking at like plus 10 to 15 in your wins to losses down the stretch, and as a 500 team, that's a big jump. So
yeah,
see if some of these teams can put it together and make a run. If they do, it should be entertaining down to the wire. My biggest wish as a Leafs fan is that the Leafs make a wild card spot but cross over to the Metro Division, because I am so damn tired of playing Boston, Florida, Tampa, Boston, Florida, Tampa, Boston, Florida, Tampa. I'm so tired of those three teams.
Yeah.
If Toronto can sneak into a wildcard spot, cross over the Metro, not that it's going to be easier necessarily. You know, Carolina is a team that makes the conference final every single year in that side.
Yeah.
It'd just be fun to watch a different matchup for both those teams,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
So that's my biggest hope. I do hope that Toronto put that together, and I really want them to cross over the Metro and avoid the Atlantic, which has been a gauntlet of death the last, well, I don't even know how many years anymore. It's always the Atlantic division team from the East that represents in the final, right?
Yeah.
Tampa, Florida, Boston.
Yep.
Done with it. Like you said, though, I am looking forward to the F1 as well. You know, this weekend's already underway in Qatar. It's going to be crazy if it lives up to the hype that it's building. It will come down to the last race of the year to decide a champion. And I've just recovered from the Jays run and how script written it felt with extra innings in Game 7, and it's like, oh my god, here we go again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be super exciting. We're gonna have some extra voices on after the F1 season ends, and we're gonna do our F1 special, which has the possibility of getting very loud.
Yep. And it's a high possibility.
I don't know if we'll just put out a warning beforehand or if I'm even going to try and edit that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do there.
There might be more than just my traditional one swearing episode in that one.
Yeah. So,
you've been warned.
Very much look forward to that. Yeah, you've been pre-warned. So. That's all to come. So until then, enjoy your week of sports.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.